Casey Anthony. She's back in the limelight. Christy, your thoughts on this woman?
You know, she absolutely, this is a hard thing for me to even talk about just because there were so many lies, so many stories, so many everything. She absolutely just not only her little girl who lost her life, but destroyed her family with her lies. And I have no idea why she was not found guilty. That she'll have to answer on Judgment Day to somebody a lot greater than me. But I just would love to break this down. She
Okay.
is a TikToker now.
Oh,
I refuse to subscribe to her channel to even see what kind of wicked vile stuff she's putting up because she is going to become mega wealthy
okay.
off of this platform.
And you vowed to never watch her content, right?
Ever,
You,
ever. I
but
refuse.
but you finna watch it tonight. Anyways, hey, we're not gonna take this lightly, y'all. But we're gonna play a little clip of her video, y'all. I saw when it popped up. She's at 6 million views on one TikTok, 70K plus followers. I don't know if you got the other stats on the
Within a
TikTok
week.
page. Let me know any other stats you have, sis. But I posted this on my big page, Nino America, and I guess I remember following her, right? Maybe I did, but somebody on the Facebook page was telling me, Nino, shame on you for following her. And I was like, oh damn! And I went and checked, and I unfollowed. I wasn't even trying to follow the woman, right? But people are mad at me. But I'm not following her either. But the point is, people can't stand this woman, right? So she's on TikTok. And I saw it come out. I
Yes.
said, "Man, this woman." They said she's LGBT supporter and she's a Trump hater. So, nonetheless, she's here on TikTok. We're gonna watch a little bit of her video because I did watch part of her video. And if I want to follow somebody, I'll follow who the hell I want. But the point is, I want to see what this woman's talking about. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it. It's pretty absurd. I've already seen people, react to it and seen it go viral. And she's just kind of weird. But Christy, from someone like me that don't know really the whole story of this, my wife knows all about it. Give a quick rundown of what happened with this woman before we play this clip of her on TikTok. 6 million plus freaking views. Go ahead.
So this is an exact opposite of what you had me do. So whenever you told me to look up the name Carlos Coy and find out anything that I could about him, had no idea who he was, what he did, anything, and was reporting back. It's kind of the opposite now. You know nothing about really what
True.
happened with Kaylee Anthony and all that. So what happened, and I will try to make this as brief as possible, but what happened is Kaylee was born on August 9th, the daughter of Casey Anthony. They lived in in Orlando, Florida with Casey's parents, George and Cindy Anthony. On July 15th, Kaylee was reported missing in a 911 call made by Cindy, the grandmother, who said she had not seen the child for 31 days. According to what Cindy had told the dispatchers, Casey had given all kinds of excuses of where she had been. Said that she had been kidnapped by a nanny. She even went as far to give a name for the nanny, saying that it was Zenaida, which they called her Zanny Ferna Gonzalez. I'm sorry, Fernandez Gonzalez, and that she was taking Kaylee to Tampa for some work.
Oh, and hold on. That name Zanny, that means something, right? I know that little part, right? Don't say anything too much right now, but that means something, right? That plays a part later, right?
I
Or
can't.
not.
I'll
Zanny,
have to
right?
look back.
Remember
Yeah,
talking about Zanny and then they would give the baby substances? I don't know if you remember that part. I remember
but
that a while
I
back.
do, I
But
do, I do remember. But from what like is being said now, it,
that wasn't true?
possible chloroform and Benadryl. So I don't know if the Xanny really played into any
Okay.
of that or
All right,
not.
Christy,
But
hold on. I
mhm.
just want to say something. Ain't it interesting, y'all? Pretty guilty, in my opinion, when the grandmother or the mother of the suspect, the mother of the suspect, whenever they got to get involved, they got to call the police, right? It's never really the freaking the suspect that calls the police, right? That someone's missing. It's
You
someone
hadn't
else.
seen your child. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of weird that her mother is the one that reports the baby's missing instead of the real mother. She don't report it. The grandmother does basically. But go ahead, continue your
Right.
breakdown. Sorry.
So, from my understanding, is that George and Cindy really did a lot of the caregiving for Kaylee. Um, so the grandmother calls in. All these different excuses come up by Casey that a nanny named Zanny had her and was taking her to Tampa. Then,
Oh, hey, Chrissy,
um,
this in your area.
in Orlando, which Orlando, from where I lived in Tampa at the time that this happened, and
What?
so Orlando, from where I lived in Tampa, for me to get to Disney World from my house was like 48 minutes.
Okay.
And that's with maybe an hour, with heavy traffic. But so anyway, she also tells these investigators that she works at Universal Studios. The detectives go find out she has never worked at Universal Studios. The mom reports to the police that the back of Casey's car smells like that there had been a something that had gone bad and smelled very foul, like the remains possibly of a human body.
Oh.
Uh, yep. Um, Casey ran them through the mill. The had investigators searching in 5,000 different and locations. So they ended up on December 11th, 2008. Kaylee's remains were found with a blanket inside of a laundry bag in a wooded area not far from the Anthony family residence. During the trial, um, they said that there was some varied testimony with duct tape being found near the front skull or the mouth of the skull. Um,
Hold on, Chrissy. Where'd they find the baby?
it was in a wooded area,
Okay.
very close to the Anthony home.
But hold on,
Um,
Chrissy. Did you say how they came upon that? My bad. I was running this over here.
I don't really remember that
Okay.
part. I don't know how they came up on the remains.
Okay.
Um, I know that the state of Florida sought the death penalty against Casey, but they said they were relying largely on circumstantial evidence.
Wow.
Um, on Kaylee's death certificate, it is homicide by undetermined means. Um,
Wow.
so
So, well, go ahead, Chris. I would say, I guess they go to trial, right? And or go ahead, finish
and
where you
they
go where you must. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
That's okay. No, that's okay. So, the prosecution alleged that Kaylee was unalived using duct tape and chloroform. Um, Casey's defense team, Jose Baez, and I'm sure a lot of people remember him. Um, Said it was a fantasy of forensics that they were putting just ideas into the jurors' minds. The defense stated that Kaylee had drowned accidentally in the family swimming pool and that George, the grandfather, had disposed of the body.
Oh, they started blaming the grandfather, huh? He went through it, didn't he?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow.
And that she had accidentally drowned and that he helped Casey get rid of the body. But what I want to say is that um she did get held. So she ended up getting found not guilty for the first degree murder. But she was found guilty of 4 misdemeanor counts of providing false information to a law enforcement officer, and that was for having them run in circles about Universal Studio, about Zanny, about all these things. The thing, so all of this kind of dies down, and then all of a sudden, all this stuff pops up again, and it's Cindy and George, the grandparents of Kaylee. Casey then accused her own father of
Mm. SA.
inappropriately essaying her as a small child for quite a while. This man was a shell of a human compared to the way he was whenever
My
they go ahead.
well, I say my wife said that at the end he was like a broken man, huh? He went through a lot of crap.
Oh my gosh, he was. He passed all of his polygraphs with flying colors
Wow.
because they did Cindy's polygraph and George's polygraph separate. And the interviewer sat down with Cindy and said, if it comes back that that your husband has lied about these things, what are you going to do? And she said, I have no idea. She said, I don't know. She said, we're barely even making it day by day now. Cindy has severe panic attacks. George is just he was a police officer. He is just a shell of a human. And he passed all of his polygraph that he had nothing to do with anything with Kaylee, that he never did any inappropriate touch with Casey. But it's just a really, really sad story. And regardless if she had anything to do with it or not, 31 days without your child, and she couldn't even give like an exact location of where this Zanny was. 31 days without your how old was she? She was born in where's it go? August 9th, 2005, and they found her in June 2008. So she was what, not even 3 years old yet?
Yeah, Christian said, what kind of woman does that? But I'm finna say white liberals, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
I digress because I'm looking at her arm. She has a damn pride tattoo, love wins, on her arm, sis. So, anyways, let's go ahead. We're already down the rabbit trail here. We're deep in the video now, sis. Anything else you want to say about the trial before we go on to her? She's basically making a return. Go ahead.
I just know that, it really stuck with me. Not really about the trial. It just really stuck with me because I was going to hit the follow button just so I could see what kind of content she was putting out. And I heard a really great video before I did that said everybody that clicks on follow her and watches her videos or even goes in to spew their feelings about what she might have done, she's making money off of all of that content. So I vowed to myself that I was not following her and I was not watching like any of her videos.
Okay.
And we can do that, but that's it.
Let me ask you this, Christy. Did you, when she made a return, what were your thoughts? Real quick, since we gotta get to the video, what were your thoughts when you found out that she was making a return on TikTok of all places?
Money. My first thing was she is absolutely going to
Christy,
become mega wealthy off of
Christy,
this platform.
you're right. You think that's why she did it?
Oh, absolutely. And then, it shows people have showed videos of her in 2024 going to Disney World, which, she lives in Orlando. Well, I don't know really where she lives now, but that's where they were from, was Orlando. And her flipping off people that are asking, like, wouldn't it have been great to be at Disney World with your own daughter? And she's flipping off the cameras, and she's just a nasty human in my mind. And
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm glad I don't have to judge.
Real quick though, the money. Let's be honest. I mean, I know TikTok pays good money, and I'm just a little guy. Imagine getting, I already know the numbers. A million views is about roughly $1,000 to $1,500 a million views, right? Of views. So 6 million. That's easily six grand if she was monetized. I'm sure she's monetized by now. She has over the certain threshold. I don't know, but you are right. I think it's the money issue. Now, with that, sis, I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this. I heard that she was an anti-Trumper and she was a pro-LGBT, which you could tell looking at her arm. Here she is with her video. Y'all will watch a little bit of it and just dissect her mannerisms because this woman right here don't show no remorse at all. She's claiming to be someone
No,
for the victims, yet I don't think she's for the victims whatsoever. Let's check it out.
and hey, Nina, after we play this, remind me to talk about Nancy Grace
Okay.
and that situation.
We're sweat to death. Okay.
I can't. Sorry, I was cutting. I hate when people do that. They get on camera, sis. They already getting. You know what I mean. They're already getting their chops ready.
Yep.
Fool, just start recording the video.
Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011.
What is she talking about, Christy? Legal field. I thought she was
She
I
said,
thought she was working at
she said,
Disney World. What go ahead. Sorry.
no, she says that she was released on July 17th, 2011, and said that now she has been a legal advocate for others since that
Oh,
time.
okay.
But,
All
an
right.
advocate is usually just like a volunteer.
And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you,
Christy, what do you mean she was released? Sorry.
So she was held. She was held in jail.
For how long?
When gosh, you're making me go way back. I can't
A
remember
couple
the exact
years?
date. Let me look. Hold on.
Oh,
Let me look.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. Just get that ready on
Okay.
the next break.
you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened. And it's
I hardly believe she's gonna do that. We email to
She went
70,000
in
plus.
hiding.
only
Yeah.
going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters.
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna start charging like consultation fee. We'll find out.
One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur, and when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008. With that, these aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short. But I am
More money.
proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece, still going to keep my privacy intact. So you will get very comfortable with my car. And I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy. It's not just important to public figures, it's even more important to private individuals. And with the current climate in our country, especially, it's that much more important, which is why I am utilizing the Substack platform.
That climate, right? Trump's world. That's what she's talking about.
Yes, I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but my intention is to separate from that and showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward.
What's Substack?
Anyway, I appreciate your time, and we'll see how this goes.
Well, the thing is, she's probably funneling people to Substack, which I don't know what that is, Chrissy. If you can find out what that is, do a quick Google search. But she's probably it's smart, right? You can funnel people to a certain website or to a different platform where you can make more money or you can do more things, and it's kind of more in your benefit, I would say. So I don't know what Substack is, but of course she's leading them there. But she's gonna be making TikToks too, y'all. This is not this ain't she ain't gonna fool me. So, Christy, what do you think about what she ended up saying here? Go ahead, final words.
That she's an absolute fraud. A legal advocate? No, just because you got away with something does not mean that you're a legal advocate for anything. So she was in for a while. She was incarcerated in October of 2008, and with those 4 misdemeanor charges that I told you she was guilty of, she had done 1,000 days.
Good.
Towards the credit, and that was credited towards her time. So after the sentencing, whenever they found her not guilty or whatever, they released her 10 days later on July 17th of 2011. Nancy Grace, you want to talk about somebody who absolutely just did, oh my gosh, detest her. There's no other, and you know how tough Nancy Grace is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She calls her the top mom. It says that Nancy Grace made sure that you know how base she is anyway. She calls an ace and a spade a spade. And she said that, they absolutely did no justice for Kaylee, said that the acquittal on the unalivement charges were met with public outrage, with hundreds of thousands posting to social media accounts in response. And don't forget, Casey was like hiding forever. After she got released, she went into hiding. Like nobody, nobody knows, where
Mm.
she is or anything like that. But all I can tell people to do is literally, if you want to read all about this, all you have to do is just search Kaylee Anthony. It talks about that whenever, the father went to the junkyard to get the car that had been impounded back, um, him and the tow yard manager and Cindy all said that it smelled like that it was human
Mm.
decomposition in there. When the trunk was open, it contained only a small bag of trash. Um, but it just goes on and on. It tells about everything. But what she's doing is exactly what you said. She is doing this for a money grab. She is going to get paid off of TikTok, and I'm looking up Substack now to see what it is.
She has an actual Substack link there. I know it's a pay to
Yep.
play, some kind of platform. I'm gonna tell you this right now, y'all. It's sad that in this day and age, people have no shame. They have no guilt. You would
Nope.
think someone like this that got away with unaliving her own child, you would think that they would disappear and ride off in the sunset. They already got away, get the hell out of the public's eye, right? But for some weird reason, maybe they're a narcissist, right? Deep embedded into them, their narcissistic behavior and their character. She wants the fame. She wants to be in the spotlight. She sees how social media is ran and used, and she has no shame whatsoever. Bring back shame, y'all. When you will be ashamed of certain things. Nowadays, you can unalive somebody and you're a star. People love you. You know what I'm saying? You get weirdo fans, and now she's back on here, gonna make money on TikTok, gonna get fans probably, and has a Substack platform to funnel all her people, the weirdos that want to come watch her and support her. Final word, sis. Go ahead.
I was just going to say you nailed it on the head that people that do these types of things that get this fan base and excuse me if I get this name wrong, but I think it's Luigi Mangione or whatever his
Yeah,
name
man,
is.
Joni. Yeah, whatever his name is.
Um,
He's a prime example.
he he is he is almost considered a god to some people. It,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, to go on Instagram threads, you have got to have thick skin. And when I say thick skin, things that IG allows people to post there was just, I mean, even for me, I was like, dang. And people are like proud of what this man did and hold him to this high level of being like the ultimate god. And you're right,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it's about: money and online presence.
Yep. And with that, y'all, thanks for watching. A little long video, but thank you, Christy, for your great job in reporting. Let us know what you think in the comments, y'all. And with that, we're out of here. Later.
Later.